All right, so in Illustrator, the first demo we're going to go through is doing type on a path. So the first thing we have to do is have a path. You can make a path a couple different ways. One is, I'm going to start with the pencil tool. One is going to be with the pencil tool. And I want to make sure that I have the smooth fidelity chosen for my pencil so that I can make an easy, nice curve. And so I'm going to draw a curve. And you can see how it really cleaned it up from my rough drawing. And it gave me a nice curve. Another way to do a curve is with the pen tool. Pen tool, again, remember, uses these bezining handles. So if I click and drag out the handle, and then I click and drag out the handle, and I click and drag out the handle, click and drag out the handle. And the third way to draw a curvy line is with the curvature tool. So here we have the pencil. Here's the pen. I'm going to put this down here. And in the middle here, I'm going to use the curvature tool, which is this tool right here, which draws these curvy lines. And it's a little, I'm not a huge user of it because it's so kind of foreign to me, but I think it's actually a great tool. I'm just not super used to personally using it. So I always feel like it's a little awkward for me because I'm always use the pen tool for these kinds of things. But the curvature tool is a very cool tool, and I think there's a lot of great uses for it. I'm just going to adjust that. Okay, so I have my lines. You have to start with a line, a path. So to have type on a path, you have to have a path first. Any one of these paths will work. And the reason is I drew three because I wanted to show you there's multiple ways to draw a path. All of them work, all of them can be used. And I'm just going to show you how we do that. So I'm going to go over to the type tool now, and you have an area type tool. There's type on a path tool. It's in the name. So if you don't have a path, it can't work. It only will work if you actually have a path. So I'm going to say type on a path. Notice how my path is selected. I selected this middle one. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to just put in the placeholder text, which is fine. I can then type on it. I can say, hello. And I've selected it, and then I can, oops, there's my type. I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to make it, I can change the scale. It treats it just like type, so I can make it nice and big. I can add spaces. I can, add other things. It's just going to follow that path. Now, I can notice how there's this little diamond shape here oops, I got to be in the direct select tool. Oh, come on, undo. You should be able to adjust. Oh my goodness, it's wanting to, maybe I have to be in the type tool to do that. You should be able to move it on the line. Why is it not wanting to grab the type versus move the type? Why is it doing that? Do I need to be in the direct select? I don't know why it's grabbing the type. You should be able to adjust the placement on the line. Maybe I have to hit option. I feel like it's no. What did they do differently? Has anyone tried this? Am I just having a moment with it? Come on, guys. Well, you can add spaces and move it this way, but there is a way to adjust it on the line, and it's giving me a hard time with that. I'm just wondering if I have to be in the type on a path tool. Ah, they do. Okay, I have to be in the type on a path tool and hit the command button. And then you can move it along here. Okay, so I'm holding the command button down, and I'm grabbing this little diamond. I'm in the type on a path tool, and that's how I can adjust it. That's important to know. That's why I was trying to figure out what it was. because it is important. I can also, just so you know, like this is a really wonky line. It's not great. This, everybody looks terrible. So I can click on the actual point and say, oh, I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to bring these, I'm going to change my line to work better with this type because that roller coaster was a little too crazy. I want it to be a little less bumpy. There we go. And I can also change the bezining curves in my line. So I can select my line and see the handles. I can adjust the curve of my line with the handles, you know. So anyway, that allows me to do that. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take the same text. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do type on a path here, and I'm going to paste it. Same thing. I'm going to hold my Option key down, and let's get this going. I'm in my type on a path, and I'm selecting the diamond, and it should. Come on, work with me. Oh my gosh, why are you being so difficult? I'm in type on a path, aren't I? Come on. You're giving me such a hard time, you crazy thing. Maybe I have to have it selected this way. Selected, type on a path, holding my Option key. There we go. Holding my Option key. There we go. We're moving it on the line. There we go. All right. And lastly, we'll do it down here. Same thing. I'm going to hold my type key down. Come on. So it does need to be, oh, stop it. It needs to be selected. Come on. And then I should be able to hold. There we go. Hold my Option key down, or control Command key down, and move it. Now this is a terrible line. It's too crazy. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my line. So it's really flexible once you get going on it. You can adjust the bezining curves and say, oh yeah, that's a much better line. So you don't want to have, when you do type on a path, so here's the thing. We want to have it be a smooth. We don't want the letter forms to do crazy things. Like this one, look how and then the Y and the D look terrible. We want to be very aware of how the curve can really make the type look horrible if we're not careful. So we have to adjust these lines and recognize it needs to be a smooth gradated line. Otherwise, the type will not look good on a path. It has to be a smooth path, not too bumpy of a road, not too crazy, so that the letter forms don't like go all Willy Wonka here on us. Pull this down. I'm going to pull this down. There we go. The Y looks better now. When the Y was all upside down and backwards, looked crazy. So that's better. Does that make sense? Did everyone get a chance to try it?